Welcome to the first of what I hope will be many episodes of Shopping Bag, a monthly highlight of interesting pickups, purchases, and finds. Let's start things off with this shiny red Western Electric Model 500 desk phone. This is one of those phones that you didn't actually go out and buy. This was given to you by the phone company, in this case Bell Systems. Property of Bell Systems, not for sale, as it says here. Fortunately, Bell System is no more, and they're never going to catch us. So this would be nice to get working again. I don't think I'm going to hook this up to an outside line because the RJ11 has been taken out of here. But if we could get this working, maybe I could get a direct hotline to Batman. If you're older and you have some kids at home, ask them to show you on this dial how you dial a phone number. But I'll give them a little hint. I'm reacting to this phone. Anyway, as you can see here, someone left their sticker on to help them remember how to dial their phone. This is one of those services that purports to save you money by dialing a code first. Several of these services existed back in the day, up until maybe the 2000s when cell phones kind of took over. Anyway, moving on to the next thing. Next on my list, we have 4 types of Rubik's shaped cubes. I got this in the bundle deal, 4 for $15, and it has 4 different puzzles. This was on the website. I don't remember the name of the website. I would give it to you if I remembered, but it was a clearance sale, so it wouldn't matter anyhow. Yes, but we have the classic 3x3 cube here, which I only solved the first 2 layers. I didn't solve the top one yet. But this is the one that everyone knows and loves. Next we have the Rubik's Mini, I think this is called. It's a 2x2 cube, which is a little bit easier to solve than the 3x3 cube, but it's still challenging. Next up we have Rubik's Revenge, which is a 4x4 puzzle, a lot harder, but it is solvable. Not by me, of course, but I'm sure people have. And finally, this is something I've never seen before. This is Rubik's Edge. It's the same face as a 3x3, but it's only got 1 layer. So with that, you could actually kind of make little interesting patterns here. Let me see if I can do this without knocking over the camera. So let's do that, and then turn it that way, and you got yourself a little sculpture there. You can show off to your friends. Next up, we have this Cabbage Patch Kids radio, AM/FM. Get all your favorite rock music coming through that face of a child coming out of a Cabbage Patch. This is one of those classic Cabbage Patch cash-ins back during the days where Cabbage Patch Kids were all the rage and people were killing each other in toy stores. This one came out in '83. I could see from the date on here, and it still works apparently. Can we get a station, Mr. Cabbage Patch Kid? I have this up to the full volume. Oh, the little knob here is very tight. This needs to be fixed a little bit. Are you still not over the 1984 cancellation of Happy Days? How about instead, grab your 3-disc set of Happy Days and listen along as you view pictures of Fonzie campaigning for some political thing, or person, or place. And they had a whole line of talking Viewmaster products. They had a projector, they had the lighted and non-lighted versions. The blue one's lighted. Here is the 3 discs and a nice little booklet. By the way, I love the hand-drawn caricature of the Cunningham family. Even if Marion Ross looks just a bit off model, Tom Bosley looks fine. But this has, I guess, a synopsis of everything that goes on in these reels. There's 21 pictures, 21 sound bites. At the Cunningham house later, the boys were shooting baskets, and the bull. Ooh, this is a hotbed of political discussion. Here is the reels that go with the talking Viewmaster. As you can see, it's a normal Viewmaster reel, but on the back you have a plastic disc that has grooves in it, not unlike a record, a vinyl record. So I actually had these as a kid, and I remember them sounding okay. It did what it needed to do. Also in this box is a mail order form for the Viewmaster series of non-talking and talking reels. A Batman, the Big Blue Marble, King Kong, Korg, Mannix. Ooh, I want some Mannix reels. Here is the talking Viewmaster toys themselves. So like here you have the stereo viewer was $14.99. Yeah, so you have quite a selection of talking Viewmaster and regular Viewmaster reels. But I still can't get over this picture, by the way. I don't know. Anyway, I look forward to the day that I could pick up a talking Viewmaster so I could give these a listen and see if Fonzie somehow saved the day. I don't know. I have my doubts, but let's see. So, fulfilling the TV half of the TV Games channel moniker, I present to you a TV guide from 1955 for the New York metropolitan area. Does it matter if I hide the label? This guy has probably not lived there. This is from 1955. I don't think they were mailing 55 TV guides last year, so I'm pretty sure this guy is long gone from this residence. Oddly enough, there's no street address. It just says Pleasant Valley, New York. So as you can see, the TV guide was a lot skinnier in 1955 because there was just a lot less on. What I find interesting are the channel listings from the past because it's just interesting how much things have changed. There's WCBS, which is channel 2 here. Channel 4, WNBC, was known as WRCA back in the day. Well, RCA owned NBC well into the 80s until GE bought RCA, and then it was a GE building, and I think now it's, what is it, Comcast? WABD, the Dumont Network, which is now a Fox affiliate, WNYW. It used to be a Metro Media station in between Dumont and Fox. WPIX, that is still around, and it was one of the stations that used to run TV POW, but they named it TV Pix back in the day. Everyone watches that episode, and that's like the worst episode I've ever done. Just production-wise. It was terrible. Please stop watching that episode. WATV was an independent on Channel 13. This became a PBS station. Alright, let's look at some of the program listings. Ooh, Big Top Circus. Nice. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, here's something that might look familiar if you've seen my channel before. There's an episode of Winky Dink and You, so grab your magic screens and your crayons and get ready to draw some things on the television to help Winky Dink out of his predicament. Or her. It was voiced by Mae Castell. Mr. Bungle and Jack get into a mix-up over a Christmas watch. I would love to see that, and I don't even know if it's around anymore. A lot of these shows would have been erased after the initial airing, and there was no VCRs around in the homes, outside of maybe kinescopes, but for the most part, a good portion of these programs are gone. It's weird to think about that, but yeah. This is pretty much the only record of some of these programs. It's just, like Evening Prayer. Who saved that? Here we have 4 previous rental tapes. How could you resist these nice little clamshells? Oh, I have a video store name on here. Alright, so apparently these tapes are from Video Update, 613 West San... I don't know. Give them a call. Maybe they're still around. Yeah, I'm sure not. We have the War Games VHS tape. This is the later issue because I could tell by the top that this was like a 90s release, not the original 80s release, as far as I know, because I don't remember this design on the old tapes back in the day in the 80s. Still has the old Be Kind Rewind stickers on them because we just did not like to rewind our tapes. It was kind of annoying. Batteries not included, you might have seen in the video I did for the analog TV debate that I was having internally and shared with you all. I love the old comedy stickers on here. No, the family sticker. This is the dog the dog who stopped the war. I have never heard of this movie before, but when I saw it, I figured, how could I go wrong? It's rated G. It's by HBO Canon Video. It was from 1984. I mean, that's right there. It's a triple threat. If you wanted the tape. And finally, we have Masters of the Universe. Speaking of canon. But yeah, Masters of the Universe was not a great movie by the standards or the expectations of the audience that would want to be seeing this. But we have Dolph Lundgren and Courtney Cox, so it's not all bad. Moving on from real VHS tapes to fake VHS tapes, we have Blu-rays in special packaging. As you can see, it looks like a VHS tape with the VHS cassette coming out the side. Slight problem is that the VHS tapes never came out that way, except for, well, I guess some of them did. The other thing, too, is that even though this case is a special edition, it looks like, see on the side here, it looks like a videotape with the Write Protect tab still intact for some reason. Okay. I'm getting very nitpicky here. but it has like the old VHS box art, and that's what's cool about this. But if you take off the plastic sleeve, it's just a regular DVD case. And speaking of comedy geniuses here, we have John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd in Neighbors. Once again, in the packaging that looks like an old VHS tape, even though it's coming out from the side instead of at the bottom, like it's supposed to in these things, or clamshell. I like that they recreated these old stickers, comedy, the R-rated. These aren't real stickers. That's part of the design. And once again, it's just a regular Blu-ray case when you take the slipcover off. Not a premium feature, just a little fun bonus. And then, as being a bit of a game show aficionado, I had to pick up the Gong Show movie. So yeah, it wasn't available on home media for the longest time, and then it was released by Shout Factory. This is not by any stretch of the imagination a good movie, but sometimes I'd just like to watch the bad movies too. Bad movies are actually more fun than good movies. So I have here Indoor Sports by Mindscape. So as you can see, it's in a gatefold sleeve, very much like the Electronic Arts games that used to do the same thing to look like album art. What's fun about the Indoor Sports is that it comes with intense instructions. And when I say intense, look how thick that booklet is. That's insanity. I do remember playing this back in the day on a cracked version. Don't tell anybody about that. I remember having a lot of fun. Next up, we have Gauntlet, the port of the arcade hit from Mindscape for the Commodore 64. What's great about this packaging is, again, it's a gatefold sleeve, but the inside, apparently they gave it a little comic book story, like there is any sort of point to what they're doing. I always thought of Gauntlet as just like, hey, we're going into the dungeon, we're gonna mess around for a little while and see how long we could last until we die of starvation. It comes with the instruction booklet as well. Here you go. It's the classic artwork. And we got the villains list and the name of the heroes. And if I remember correctly, I haven't played this in a while. This is the wrong sleeve for the game, by the way. Someone went ahead and put their own floppy here, and it says blank. So I hope that's not indicative of the actual contents. Not that it matters. I'm probably not going to play this that much. The port actually was not that terrible, all things considered. Cosmic Avenger in the original box, and apparently this has not been opened. Oops. Apparently it's hard to hold on to as well. But yeah, this has not been opened. These boxes these are glued shut. They would never like flaps or anything, which is why the ColecoVision boxes are a pain in the ass. I always loved the ColecoVision box art because it just didn't have any sort of desire to do anything except for show a picture of the arcade cabinet on the front. The one thing about Cosmic Avenger is that it's definitely one of the most common games for the ColecoVision outside of Donkey Kong, of course. If you have a ColecoVision, you have at least 2 copies of this game in your possession right now. There was a label on here. Apparently this was from Sears at the time, but someone scratched it out. I don't know if it was the original, if it was the shop owners or someone who gave it as a gift and decided to hide the fact that it was probably bought on clearance. Next up, we have a nice Parker Brothers game, Reactor. Reactor I remember buying as a gift for my friend for his birthday one year, and since it was past when there was the crash, which was 1983, so it would have been like maybe 84, 85, we bought this for him since he still had the Atari, and this was dirt cheap. I don't want to guess how much, but I know it was cheap enough that we could buy it as a cheap gift for a birthday party for a child. So what's great about the Parker Brothers games, it's one of those games that comes in a 2-part box. They spared no expense. Here's the instructions. Someone wanted to prove that they purchased this game, so they cut out the corner here. And there's the cartridge. I do love these boxes from Parker Brothers. I wish more would do it this way. 2-piece boxes. The best. And moving on to the more modern pieces, we have a couple of PS4 games. I don't know what it is about me and Mega Man, but I buy Mega Man games and I never finish them. Don't even come close. I have all 11 main Mega Mans, not including the X's or anything like that, or any of those side games, but I have all of these on the PS4 and maybe beat like 2 of them. The one problem is that this Blu-ray case was a little bit damaged, and that's a bit of a bummer. On the plus side, Blu-ray cases are extremely easy to replace, and I should stop crying about it. And I bought this Ghostbusters game, and I hate to admit it, but I was under the assumption this was the remastered one, and then I realized that it would have said it remastered on the bottom. But instead, this is based on the new Ghostbusters property. And it's actually, I tried it out last night. It's interesting. It's a top-down shooter. You can play with 4 players. But yeah, so it wasn't that expensive, so I'll hold on to it. Maybe I'll enjoy it down the road. I think that's enough shopping for 1 month. But to all the collectors out there, have you found anything fun or interesting recently? Let me know in the comments. In the meantime, this was Dave for TeeVee Games. Thank you for watching. No one's home. Edit this out.
Hello shoppers, visit our footwear department, Shoe Care Center, where we have the products you need to keep your shoes in top shape to make your footwear last even longer, all at super Kmart prices.